What's up, guys? Hotshotfrontier back at it again with another video. And in this video, guys, we're going to be talking about the YCS Richmond deck breakdown for the event this previous weekend. But before we go ahead and get into that, I want to give a huge shout out to Drawphase on YouTube. He made this amazing overlay that you guys are seeing right now for us. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, bro. I wanted something like this for the channel for a long time. I'm so glad I have it now. But of course, let me know down below, guys, if you enjoy it. And also go ahead and subscribe to him on YouTube. I'll leave a link down below so you guys can check it out. We also did a podcast together. You guys should definitely check that out as well. But let's go ahead and get into this breakdown. And for the event, we had 1,494 decks. Of course, people participating in the event. Now, I'm going to show you guys a more zoomed in version of the chart. But for the 41%, that means decks that kind of didn't qualify for that 1% chance. We have 41% of that. Is crazy, this huge pie for the chart, of course. And starting off from like lowest to going to highest for representation, we had 1% for Chimera, branded Chimera, which honestly I thought would have more representation, but we'll see maybe later on, right? 2% for Rika, not bad. Same thing with Dragon Link. Then you go to 4% for Vanquish Soul, 4% for Flunderies, not bad. We have La for 4, Vanadium 7%, same thing with Unchained, which of course you've seen that huge shift. People are preferring to play the Sinful Spoils, engine with another deck, preferably of course Rescue Ace. So a lot of people have kind of left Unchained a little bit, you know what I mean? So that's also a good thing, because when people aren't expecting to see that deck anymore, or at least like very low percentage of it, they don't side for it, they don't put the right amount of hand traps, and then there you go. You guys already know what happens. So going on from that, tier limits, really interesting that tier limits is also now tied for this chart with Pearly. Kind of crazy. I don't feel like Pearly has been underperforming. I just feel like other decks have sort of just been going crazy right now. You know what I mean? So that's kind of crazy to see. But of course, we have the Sinful Spoils Rescue Ace at 12%. So this was a very interesting chart to see, because, me included, I thought that Rescue Ace was going to be like the top strategy for this format. Now, of course, there's one tournament, and if you guys don't know, the Unchained strategy actually took first place for this YCS. And it was very interesting because shout out to the winner, because this is actually his first time getting into Top Cut, plus, of course, his first time winning a YCS. Kind of crazy. But that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Though, right? Anything can happen. So let's go ahead and get into, let me go back and show you guys this side over here. And of course, we have the breakdown here. Now, something else to note is that the last YCS we had, it was another mirror match, because it was a Rescue Ace strategy versus the Sinful Spoils strategy. So it was interesting to see. Now, we had the same like back-to-back deck for this finals, which was, of course, Unchained versus Unchained, which I guess sort of was like surprising in a lot of people's mind how that deck actually made it that far, which is great. I mean, but again, when people aren't, of course, side decking for it, they're not putting the right hand traps, because a lot of people have been saying that the hand traps that are good against Unchained aren't really good against Rescue Ace, and vice versa. So it's kind of like, you need to pick your poison, right? Or pick like I guess, a good amount for each, but that also might not help you, because you might not get into one you need at the end of the day, right? Going on to the next breakdown. So this is for top 32. We have, it's very interesting here. We see a lot of decks that you wouldn't normally see as well, but let's start off with Dinomorphia. I say that after I sigh, but yes, Dinomorphia made the cut. 3% it got into Top Cut. Kind of crazy. I would have loved to see that deck list. We have to definitely check that out, but yeah, I know Sparkman's happy. Next to it, we have the Infernoble Sinful Spoils Makonko, which I actually did see on stream. I don't remember which round it was, but it was very interesting to see how that deck operates. Next up, right next to it is Makonko, so there is representation for the deck. Now, the next one after that is 3% for Vanadium. Same thing with Salamangreat. Horus tier limit, which is a very popular strategy now. Of course, you guys know Kashtira, Infernoble, so a lot of 3%. And we have the Sinful Spoils Infernoble, which saw more a success rate for this, of course, event. You jump straight into 9% for Pearly, and then 10% for Lab. You go Sinful Spoils, Rescue Ace for 13%, and it's tied with tier limits. which is kind of crazy. I'm telling you, like, the deck is not dead. I mean, you guys know, of course, but wow, that's absolutely crazy. And then 25% for Unchained. That's kind of crazy. You went from 7% to 25%. That is crazy to see for this tournament. But wow, I can't wait to show you guys the next one, which is, I believe, top 16. And okay, starting off with the lowest, we have Infernoble Sinful Spoils Makonko. So that person made it. 1% for that. We have Infernoble at 1. We have, of course, Horus Tearlaments at 1, Lab 1, Pearly at 2, Sinful Spoils Rescue Ace at 2, Tearlaments at 2, Sinful Spoils Infernoble at 2, and Unchained at 4. So even at a higher cut rate, Unchained is still at the more larger cut of the pie, which is great to see for the strategy. Now, I'm going to show you guys a little more into that. And if we go into this right here, just to talk more in depth about it, that yeah, there was the one Lab deck, you have the one Infernoble Sinful Spoils Makonko deck, which I believe that was like the surprise deck of this regional, at least for me, because it was great to see Infernoble coming back. I've been saying that for a long time, and I'm glad that they're finally seeing their day in the light. But now to mix it with the Makonko too, that's really interesting to see. So I had hoped that that would have made it to the finals, but I mean, I'm glad Unchained won. Don't get me wrong, but seeing more like diverse decks like come out of nowhere, you know what I mean? That's when you kind of go like, wow, it's really good. This deck is amazing right now, because now people might be playing it more because they expect to see it, and that kind of loses its surprise. Now going into top 4, I believe you have the, of course, Simple Spoils Rescues at 13%. Same thing with Pearly. You have Horus Tearlaments at like 12%, and you have the Sinful Spoils Infernoble at 12%. And the highest is Unchained, of course. But wow, guys, I mean, this deck is amazing. And of course, you've seen that it can still do amazing work, even in the mirror, right? So I'm glad that Unchained won. And of course, shout out to the winner again, because that's an amazing feat. That is not easy at all. That pressure, that time of just, you know, dueling, barely getting any chance to kind of catch a breath. It's amazing. Shout out to them. Honestly, my personal opinion, I don't know if Unchained will still see that kind of first place all over the place where we saw, you know, previously getting to this before Rescue Ace got hyped back up. It's going to be a fight, I think, definitely. And again, it depends on what hand traps people are going to be playing. Are they going to be playing cards to stop Unchained, or playing cards to stop Rescue Ace? And so it's either or. Which one do you want to pick? Plan A, Plan B. One of our sponsors for the channel, and that is Mana Grading. So yes, Mana Grading, they're an amazing grading company, and 3 reasons I say that they're better than a lot of other grading companies, you know, like PSA, CGC, and one of the reasons is that they do AI consistent grading, meaning that they will catch everything, every little flaw of your card, and you'll know exactly what's wrong with your card, because you'll go online, you have an account, you can go ahead and check out why this card got that certain grade, and you have different level grading as well on the slab itself. Now, plus they also have really fast turnaround times, because you guys know with PSA, other companies like that, it takes a while, right? Let's be honest. If you sending your card and getting it back, well, you're not going to wait months with Mana Grading. Definitely not. And another reason too is that their slabs look amazing, guys. You should see them in person. I'll show you guys later, but definitely they look amazing. Okay, you guys should definitely go ahead and consider them. And if you do, make sure you use my code HOTSHOT for 20% off your order. And also want you guys know that we do have another channel sponsor, but I will talk about that later in another video. But for now, guys, yeah, definitely consider Mana Grading for your grading purposes. So getting back into the top 8 deck breakdown, it was amazing to see, again, Unchained take the event. And the entire time, I really was expecting like Pac to win with his Sinful Spoils Infernoble strategy, which again, shout out to him. He got 3rd place. You know, that's not easy to do as well. And Jesse Cotton was getting up there for his, I believe, his 6th YCS win. That's kind of crazy. But guys, honestly, the event was very good. I know a lot of people don't like agree perfectly with the finals match, you know, Unchained versus Unchained, but we're getting to that format where, again, you're going to see these people dedicated players play their decks, and I wouldn't even be surprised the next YCS we have, you're gonna see another mirror match. Like, it just happens. It is what it is. But I had a great time watching the event overall, and I can't wait to see what else we'll see at the next one. Do you guys like this overlay? Again, shout out to Draw Phase. Go ahead and check him out and subscribe to his channel, of course. And guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a huge like. Comment down below, what do you think of this event overall? And guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're updated the moment I upload new videos. But guys, that's it for me. Hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.